Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Excuse me. Welcome to this new video here on Fetch, or the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, whatever you want to call it, but I'll refer to it as Fetch in this video. Excuse me. And we're going to do a full update here. Wanted to talk a little bit about the fundamentals, which is obviously very important for Fetch as well, but mostly about the technicals, because I think at this point of time, that's also one of the main reasons why I wanted to make a video on Fetch. I think right now we're actually at a pretty crucial support level. So that's what I wanted to talk about, because I do think it makes more sense when I actually start talking about it. But I do think this level right here at like 1.65 is crucial to hold if we actually want to have a certain bullish market structure, which I assume we want. All right, so we'll talk about that purely fundamentally. Look, the main thing I wanted to say is that AI right now is not doing amazing in the markets, but especially not the traditional AI coins, right? So if you take a look at Arweave, WorldCoin, Render, BitTensor, they're all quite weak, and some of them actually had some fake outs over the course of the last 2 weeks or so, especially last week that happened. Mainly the traditional coins, because if you take a look at AI agents, which maybe Fetch should also be tied to a bit here, because they actually they are part of the AI agent ecosystem as well. But AI agents are doing great, but Fetch really doesn't seem to be reacting to that much. I mean, 2 weeks back, we actually had that bullish momentum, great. But outside of that, short term, it's very much not related to that narrative. So yeah, that's the fundamental situation. Now, obviously, I do think that AI, in terms of a narrative, especially also for these older coins, will return. So it's a matter of time, but that matter of time is important, because if you look at Fetch right here, what you'll see if you zoom all the way out is that Fetch has been consolidating for a very long period of time here between 1.66 and 1.05, basically $1. We've been consolidating there. We got a nice breakout with a lot of volume, right? I mean, back then, the volume, as you can see right here, actually got up to a peak of around $1 billion, which is around 3 times the volume right now. So that was a real breakout, and you can see this is the 3-day time frame, right? So this is very high time frame stuff. We also got the retest, so it seemed like this was a real bullish breakout, and that we could actually trust this and get new bullish momentum. But right now, what you can see is that after hitting that initial touch right there last week, we have lost quite a lot of that strength, and there's no real momentum coming into Fetch. Like I said, that's the same for the entire narrative, but it is crucial, purely technically, that we will hold this level, especially at 1.65, because then the structure is bullish. And we had a breakout, we had a range, we had a breakout with volume, we had a retest of the range, so it's actually accepted, or the breakout is actually accepted. So then we can be pretty certain that we can at least get back up to 2.1 and 2.2. Now, if we drop down towards 1.65 here, it's not necessarily the end of the world. You can see there's a massive cluster of support as well at 1.5. So I do think that if we get this bearish breakout, we're probably going to spike down quite a bit, but I think ultimately this level will hold, and we will probably consolidate down here. But eventually, I do think we'll reclaim 1.65 and we'll be bullish again, right? So it's not the end of the world that we're talking about here, but it would be much, much better structure-wise if we're able to hold 1.65. Then we'll consolidate here, and then eventually we'll break above the monthly open at 1.9, and then we're up to 2.5 before you know it. So the main question right now is, what do I expect? And honestly, I'm not really trading Fetch here. I think these are fine levels to accumulate spot long term, all right? Just to get that out of the way. But no, I actually think it's most likely that we will be able to hold this level around 1.65. We might spike down below that, but that we will be able to hold this, consolidate, and then eventually get the breakouts from here. I think it's more likely we'll hold 1.65 here than that will actually drop down below that will actually drop down towards 1.5. But those are my thoughts right now. I'll be ready in each scenario either way, so just know that. But for now, I think that's what you need to know. So thank you for watching. Take care, and bye.